Hello everybody. Today we're going to be cooking again on the Weber kettle using a Vortex, which is indirect cooking but a much higher temperature. So we're going to go ahead and get our charcoal started. The food we're going to be making is chicken thighs, and I'll show you a little bit later how we season them. So let's go ahead and get our fire going, and we'll come back once it's ready to go and start cooking. So let's do that. In this case, I'm using Kingsford charcoal. It burns a lot faster than the Fogo one that we used last time. So we'll go ahead and get this started. I've got it in the charcoal chimney, and so we'll get it burning. We have our fire starters. We have our fire. As that's lighting, this is the Vortex. So this is going to sit on the grill like this, and it's going to force the heat up through this smaller circle on the top, which increases the temperature dramatically. Like I said, it's going to be between 260 degrees C to over 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll let that catch fire, and then we'll come back. All right, how we're going to know when the charcoal is ready is that the smoke will stop coming out of the top, and we'll probably see some flames, and we'll see some whitening of the charcoal briquette. So that's what we're waiting on. Once that's complete, we'll dump it inside of the Vortex, and then we'll warm it up a little bit and then put the chicken on and get it cooking. As you can see now, the fire is beginning to come out of the charcoal chimney. So we're going to go ahead and put in the Vortex and then dump the charcoal inside of it. We want to make sure that we center this. All right. All right, now that we've got the charcoal dumped into the Vortex, we're going to go ahead and put our grate on. If you notice too, the grate has a center part that can come out, but we're going to leave it on because we're going to be using some smoke again. So we'll give that a few minutes to warm up, and then we'll come back and put our chicken on. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to season the chicken, and we're going to let that sit for a while, and then we'll go put it on the grill after we get everything lit. Now the chicken, even though it's using this very high temperature, it's still going to be indirect heat using the Vortex. The chicken will be around the center of the volcano, if you will, and it'll cook that way. So we'll take a look at that once we get there. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to put on some gloves because we will be handling chicken, and we want to limit the any contamination either from the chicken or from me onto the food. So that's going to be our first step. Now we're going to open the chicken package, and we're going to put it in the pan here, and we're going to season it, and I'll turn the camera so you can actually see me doing that. The seasoning we're going to be using for this is it's called Cajun seasoning, and I get this at a Sam's Club, similar to like an S&H store that you guys have. It's a membership club, and it's a little spicy, and it's pretty good. So that's what I used on the chicken legs last time. I'm gonna use this again on the chicken thighs. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open the chicken thighs and get them out of the package and into the pan. As you can see, there's quite a few because I do like to cook for the whole week. So I'm going to unroll these. All right, so now that we've got these unrolled, we're going to go ahead, I'm going to wash my hands first, and then I'm going to use the Cajun seasoning to then coat all of the chicken in this pan. So sorry you can't see me right now. I'm using the sink. All right, so now we're going to take the seasoning and we're going to sprinkle it all over the chicken, making sure that we coat it all. Flip it around, and we'll do the back side. And any sides we miss as we pick it up. All right, get the rest of this side done. All right, and that's going to be it for the seasoning. We're now going to put this in the refrigerator and let it sit for a couple of hours, and then we'll take it to the grill for cooking later. All right, you would have seen how we prepared the chicken, and now I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken on the grill that the grill's warmed up. Also note that the bottom vent is wide open, as the top vent is going to be wide open as well. We're going to place the meat around the outside. This is going to prevent any of it being open over the open fire. We're also going to put on some of the apple wood and let it smoke. And we're going to start with our lid vent over here, lined up with the handle. And every 20 minutes, we're gonna turn it about a third of the way around. This way, we'll keep the heat even because this creates the hot spot. All the heat is going to be coming out over here, so we want to make sure it's evenly heated. So that's why we're going to be turning the lid around every 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll come back in about 15-20 minutes and we'll turn the vent. All right, we're at the 15-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and open it up. We're going to check our temperatures with our instant thermometer. The temperature we're looking for is going to be 74 C or 164 F. And we're not going to be at that temperature now, but we'll just see where we are. And then we're going to rotate the lid, put it back on to where the vent is now going to be a third of the way back. So let's go ahead and do that. I forget the temperatures are very hot on this. They're about 122, 123. So now we'll put the lid back on with the vent rotated a third of the way around, and we'll come back in another 15 minutes and we'll see where we're at. All right, we've passed the a second 15-minute mark. So we're going to go ahead, open the lid. We're going to test the temperature of the chicken. And then if it still needs to be cooked more, we're going to go ahead and flip the chicken over and then put the lid back on for a final 15 minutes. Oh, you can see this looks amazing. $158, $163, $160. So yeah, we can cook a little bit longer. So we're going to go ahead, flip over these pieces. You can see how hot it is that even though it's not over the fire, the metal is hot enough that when the fat falls from the chicken, it's causing it to flare up. That should go away once we put the lid back on. We got one more. All right. All right, so we're close. We'll put the lid on for another 15 minutes. Again, rotating it another third of the way. And then we'll come back and see how it's doing. Most likely it'll be done. We'll just take it off the grill. All right, we're at 45 minutes. We're going to go ahead, open the lid, check the temperature of the chicken. And then if it's good, we'll go ahead and take that off. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have. That looks really good. Let's go ahead and check our temperature. I'm 78, 193, 196, 191. All right, we're good. We'll go ahead and take off this chicken and we'll be done. These look really good. All right, so here we are. We've got our grilled chicken thighs using the Weber kettle with the Vortex adapter for high heat. And bon appetit, and it's time for dinner.